It's Jacqueline Russell from the MakeCode team, and I'm here with Sage Russell, and we're here with another episode of the Microsoft Store's Digital All-Stars show, where we host all-star athletes who are passionate about technology and connecting with their communities, and we learn how to code, and we're going to be coding a game today. And I'm so excited to be featuring Major League Soccer player Matt Bersano from the San Jose Earthquakes. You want to say hi, Matt?
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for joining today.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for dedicating some of your time to spend with us and teach kids, how to code during this weird quarantine period we're going through here.
For sure, gotta take advantage of the time.
That's right. Yeah, so maybe for some of our viewers who may not know you, can you kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, of course. So again, my name is Matt Bersano. I am a professional goalkeeper for the San Jose Earthquakes in the MLS, and I have been playing here for about 4 years, and I'm in my 5th year as a pro.
Great. Yeah. Wow. And how did you first get into soccer?
I just grew up with it. My older brother played. When I first started playing, I didn't really play too much. I kind of just threw rocks into the canal that was near our practice field. That was about the age of 3 or so. And then by about 4 or 5, started to take it a little more seriously. And then by the time I hit 12 or 13, I was starting to think that this might be something pretty lucrative moving forward. And it kind of worked out well for me.
Wow. And goalie, that's a high pressure position. What made you decide to play goalie?
I will never know the answer to that question. I have no idea. I started playing goalie when I was 8 years old, and I was playing with players that are about 3 years older than me.
Wow.
And I know it was my parents' nightmare at that point because it's a scary one. I know my mom's always anxious watching, and that hasn't changed now to when she's watching on TV right now. So sadly, that's not the best for her, but it's just been one of those things that kind of just happened. We were young, had a little bit of success, and kind of went from there.
Wow, that's great. Do you have a story you can share with us about a particularly dramatic save or a game that you played that was just really a nail biter?
Sure. Well, I could give you kind of a highlight of my career. One of my favorite moments so far was when I got to play my first game with the Earthquakes, and that was against Manchester United in a scrimmage during the summer. Yeah, and so it was my first appearance with the Earthquakes was against people who I dreamed about or dreamed of being at some point, watching since I was such a young age, and so that was an amazing experience for me. Most dramatic save I've ever had. It sadly was offside, so it didn't count.
Oh no!
But yes, it was one of the best saves I've ever had in my entire life. There was just a through ball that went in, and a guy passed it across, and it was just one of those where you just jump and you're hopeful, you dive, and somehow got a hand to it, and then I look over and the linesman had his flag up, so it was offside, so it didn't count.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that is the life of a goalkeeper right there. You work so hard and get no credit. That's just kind of how it goes.
I don't know. I think the goalies are always the stars of the team, and they get to wear the different colored uniforms and everything. They stand out, right?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I'm sure everybody in the goalkeeper union would love to hear that as well.
Great. So Sage has actually been doing a soccer camp this week. It's a virtual soccer camp. So
okay. How's that been, Sage?
How have you
I've practiced dribbling, maybe receiving the ball.
Yeah.
And a couple other stuff like that.
Yeah. And so so Matt, we've set up a little goal here and wondered if you could kind of give us some tips on how to defend the goal. So I'm just going to move the camera a little bit, and Sage is going to be our little soccer goalie. And maybe you could kind of teach him what's the right stance and how he should protect the goal if someone's taking a shot on goal.
Yeah, Yeah, well, the quickest thing of advice I can give you right now is it's all about angles. Everything, it's all simple geometry. If you can make yourself at an angle to be able to cover the most part of the goal you can, you give yourself a chance to make a save.
Yeah. And should he stand kind of in the middle of the goal, or like what's the best place to stay?
Yeah, I mean, wherever you're starting, like, so if you're kicking from the middle, he should definitely be in the middle. But if you're going to move left or right, he's got to, nice save, little foot save. If you're going to move left or right, he's got to adjust accordingly.
Okay, so did you hear that save? So if I come over here, you have to move over. Oh, wow.
Exactly.
And then do you recommend, like, picking up the ball, or, like, how do you...
So you definitely want to try to catch whatever you can, because anything you don't, the play is not over. But when that ball finishes the play in your hands, she got it.
Okay, try catching this. Okay, almost.
That's all right. That's a good parry.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. So anything below your shoulder, you kind of want to turn your hands like this and do a basket catch. It makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
Yep. And so you can catch it against your body.
Okay, that's good. Good tips. All right, let's come back here. Yeah, so he's working on all his soccer skills and trying to get a little bit better. So thank you for showing us those tips.
Of course.
And today, as well as our soccer skills, we're going to be working on our coding skills. So we're going to be coding a soccer game together. And so I wonder if you could kind of tell us a little bit about, why you're doing this and why you think it's important to teach kids to code these days.
Yeah, we just, it's something I wish that I would have been able to do when I was younger, kind of growing up with it. I think it's just so important. One of these skills that is becoming a necessity and especially in our future. And so the idea of learning it at such a young age where you can really grasp it and everything just becomes a little simpler is much better than even for someone of my age. I'm only 27, but someone of my age, when I'm going back and looking at it, sometimes it can look like a foreign language to me. And it's that idea. If you can wrap your head around it at a young age, it's definitely something that can only be just beneficial for you moving forward.
Yeah. And I hear that you're part of a foundation, the Austin Everett Foundation. What do you do as sort of your volunteer time as part of your foundation?
Yeah. So actually during this quarantine, it's been a little interesting over here because I'm up in Northern California and we've kind of been sheltering in place a little longer than most. And we're just now starting to kind of get out of it a bit. During this time, I've been a voting member for the MLSPA for our negotiations, handling what's been going on amongst player personnel and the league. Been in the middle of an MBA right now as well, and then kind of been getting my foot in the door with a couple foundations. And the Austin Everett Foundation is something I've been working with since 2016, and it just carries on the message of the late founder Austin Everett, who's a goalkeeper up in Seattle. And she had passed away. I don't remember the exact year, but it was prior to my time working with the foundation. And her message was just to kind of help out the amount of youth that are faced with this dilemma of children with cancer. And so one of the things that Austin Everett Foundation has done is it's to incorporate captains to our games. So we'll be able to bring in somebody, have them as a captain, and they'll basically get to walk out on the field with us and kind of experience the day in the life of a pro. And that's kind of been their dream, and getting just these little wins for them in a time when it's just so needed. That's something that the Austin Everett Foundation's been about, and I've loved being a part of it so far.
Wow, that sounds amazing, like an amazing experience, and it sounds like you guys are doing some really great work for kids. So, and you mentioned that, so you're in California and the quarantine is still pretty much in place. We're in Seattle, and it's also still pretty locked down up here. What kind of things have you been doing as a professional athlete? Obviously your job is to play sports. So how do you stay in shape and train and stuff, even, with all this quarantine going on?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us has been kind of the ability to adapt. And I'm lucky enough to I have a little spin bike back there.
Nice.
So I'm able to get in able to get in
Nice.
spin classes, get the heart rate going and stuff while we're home, which is a bit more low impact than when I'm usually flying around on a field, diving and stuff, and all hard on the hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the idea of having these kids come out and learn some code. That's exactly what I'm doing for myself under this time. It's been an opportunity to better myself, and so that idea of maybe doing a bit of rehab for some injuries that I've had lingering, and just kind of taking advantage of the time. Like I said, doing the MBA and just being able to work, because I've never had this much free time in my own day. So it's kind of that ability to educate yourself, and at the same time as you don't necessarily have the immediate responsibilities of going to a school or going to practice every day. It just started opening up this last week where we've been doing individual training.
Oh,
and
okay.
so that's been and so we're the last team in the league to get started, and we're not really able to get going. We can't do anything with each other yet, but we're able to go out and have the field set up in quadrants while we can get our own little running and diving and workout in and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
nice.
Okay. It's been nice to get back. It's been so long. It was 91 days until we got back out on the field for the first time. Yeah.
Crazy.
And I know that, Seattle, some of those guys, they had to potentially leave their market a little bit to kind of get started earlier, which it makes sense. But I had a fantastic time in Seattle in my year up there in 2016 too. I'm definitely always a fan of that city. So it's nice to hear you're from up there.
Yeah. And although I will say that it's been kind of gray and rainy, so we haven't had the nice weather to be able to go outside a lot. But today is gorgeous. And for the first time, Sage, you want to tell Matt what you did today? You went to the park?
Oh yeah, we went to the park. And we have like this skill called like Aikido, and I just got a new belt.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got to do Aikido in the park, socially distanced Aikido.
Okay. I'm jealous. It was hot today. It was 96 degrees outside, so I'm a little jealous of a nice sunny day for you down there.
Yeah, no, we could use some of your sunshine up here, so send it our way.
We got plenty to share.
Great. Okay, so I think we're going to switch gears here, and we're going to start coding a video game in MakeCode Arcade, which is kind of like a retro arcade game development environment. And so, Sage, can you tell us a little bit, what is an arcade game?
An arcade game is like, I think, a type of video game that you can play.
Yeah.
Like at an arcade.
That's right, like at like a penny arcade, right? And it's kind of pixelated, right? It's not like the high-end graphical games of today. Matt, do you have any favorite arcade games that you've played?
Yeah, growing up, I had a really good friend that had a cabin up in Flagstaff, Arizona, because I'm from Tempe, Arizona. In Flagstaff, they had a cabin, and at their cabin, they had a little arcade device that had Galactica and Pac-Man and a couple of those little games, and we would play hours and hours and hours of that. Wow, yeah. So Mrs. Pac-Man is my favorite arcade game of all time. I could play that game forever. Yeah. That's how we were with Galactica a little bit. We could literally just, for some reason, we were always just trying to beat each other's high score, and the higher it gets, the longer you have to play. So it's just that always competing there. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and code in Arcade. So if you're following along at home, you're gonna want to open up a web browser to arcade.makecode.com, and you'll get to our main arcade website. And we're gonna be going through a tutorial to create a soccer game. We're actually gonna be using this free throw tutorial here. But instead of basketball, we're going to make it a soccer game, but it's going to be very similar. So if you're doing this at home, go ahead and find that free throw tutorial and go ahead and click on Start Tutorial. So I'm going to have Sage help us code this game at first, and then maybe Matt, you can help us out coding the rest. Does that sound good? Sure. All right. Sounds great. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next step. And it says, from the Scene Toolbox drawer, grab a Set Background Image block onto the workspace
and drop it into the on start. And then in this little gray oval, I'm going to click on this gray oval. We're going to, oh, oops, I think I got the wrong set. Oh yeah, set background image. We're going to draw a soccer field.
So I think soccer fields have like
grass, right? So we're going to do green. And then I think you're going to want to use the fill tool. So let's go ahead, select green here. No, you can just right click, or left click rather. Yep. And then you're going to want to use this fill tool, right, to fill the entire space. So Matt, is it true that soccer fields are always green?
If you're from anywhere but Arizona, yeah, ours are a lot of dead grass, so there's a little more of the yellow, but they should be green. That's the hope.
They should be green. Okay, yeah. I didn't know if it was like tennis where, they have different color.
And I think they have like white lines on them.
Yes.
Yeah, they have white lines for the 18. You'll have, if you play futsal, which is a way of playing soccer, it's on an indoor, it could be on a basketball court, or you have kind of other sort of, when you play soccer on any sort of like hard surface, it's a little bit different. Yeah. So it'll have different backgrounds, not necessarily grass.
Okay. And then what are you drawing right now, Sage? Are you drawing like the halfway point?
Well, like,
you can use this line tool. Do you see there's a line tool? It might make it easier.
This?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah. So see if you can, so now just draw, hold down, yep, and then move, oops.
Oh.
You can undo. You can undo anything that you do. Oops. Let's undo this. All right. And then let's see what that looks like so far. Okay, so we've got green grass and a little bit of a line. So let's go ahead and draw. You want this to go all the way across here?
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should the soccer line go all the way across, or just one?
Do you want that to be like a halfway line, or do you want to make something like the 18
I'll make
yard
it
box?
like a halfway line.
Yeah, then that could go all the way across.
Okay. And then there's like a circle, right? Is that right, Matt?
Little semicircle in the middle.
Okay. So you want to do a semicircle? And that's for like the kickoff, right?
Yeah, that's for the kickoff.
Okay. You can draw it, Sage, too, if you want. You hold it down and move the mouse. Yep, just like that. All right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Looks good. All right. Any other marks on a soccer field?
Yeah, there'll be a bigger box on the top and the bottom. So kind of, right where he's at right there.
So
yep,
like
so you go
the
there.
goalie box?
Yeah, perfect. And then go straight down, and then the same thing on the other side.
Okay. What are these?
So that is the 18-yard box. That's the area where the goalkeeper can use their hands.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
And so the goal will be directly in the middle of those two boxes.
In the middle of those. Okay, great. All right, so there's our soccer field, and you can see what it looks like here in the simulator. If I click on this full screen, we can get the full effect of our game here.
And we should make a goal, right?
Yeah, so that's in the next steps of the tutorial. So, all right, so now we're gonna do a player. So go to sprites. Yeah.
First, we have to go to sprites.
Yep.
And we have to get a set my sprite.
Yep.
To wait.
And drop it into the workspace. Right underneath the set background image. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna pick do you want to draw a sprite, or you want to pick one from the gallery, Sage?
Let's try to see a gallery.
Let's see what we have here. What looks like a soccer player?
Is there a mouse here?
Yeah, here. Why don't I help you scroll?
Oh.
So we've got our little hero guy. We've got the princess.
We've got like a skeleton.
We've got
ghost.
a skeleton ghost. We've got some fish. We've got some
Flowers.
football players.
Flowers, snakes.
Flowers. We got monkeys. Or is that
Sharks.
is that a snail? Shark?
There's a shark.
Oh, there's these cute little kids. Do you want to use
Yeah,
one
any
of
of
those?
those ones.
You wanna
Yeah.
use one of those? Okay, which one do you want to use?
Let's try. Maybe this guy.
That guy? Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks like you with your long hair. Now that we haven't had a haircut in like what, 4 months?
That kind of looks like a Minecraft guy.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a Minecraft player.
So,
All right. So now we go to the next step. And what does it say? From
the Sprite's toolbox drawer, drag a set Sprite position.
Yep. And put it right after your Sprite. Yep. And then click in where it says the X, where it says 0. And then we're going to put it at the bottom of the screen. So we're going to put it like right there.
So we just...
Yeah, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yep, you can see our little player guy is like right here. It looks like our players might be another goalie.
Yeah.
It's a long shot.
Yeah, that is a long shot all the way across there. Okay. All right, next step. From the Sprite's toolbox drawer, grab a Set My Sprite Velocity block. So that one, yep. So what does velocity do? Do you know, Sage?
Where it moves?
That's right. So velocity, these values set the speed and direction that your Sprite travels in.
Well, first it has to like bounce off the walls.
Well, we're going to do that next. Good one. You're already anticipating. That's great. So it says set the VY value to be 0 because we're just going to have our Sprite move back and forth. But you're right. See, our Sprite just like disappears off the side of the screen. So we do not want that. And so open the Sprite's toolbox drawer again. And we're going to grab the Set My Sprite Stay in Screen block. Yep. And drop it into our code. And then click on the Stay in Screen drop down. And instead change that to
Bounce
on wall. That's right.
Nice.
All right. And set the value to true. So you see where it says off? Change it to on. Yeah. And this time you see our Sprite guy goes left and right and bounces off of the walls.
I know, but this time we
Yeah.
have to make a... Wait. So, next?
Yeah. So go next.
So next,
Yep.
from the Sprites.
From the Sprites, drag another Set My Sprite. Oh, I think we're going to make the goal this time.
Yeah,
So let's grab this guy, put it in here. Yep.
So
now you're going to draw a goal. So Matt, maybe you can help us
I
out
don't think
here.
there's a goal in the gallery.
I don't think so either. So Matt, do you know what a goal looks like?
Yeah, it's so it's going to be one white pole going up, which is about 8 feet high. One white pole going across, which would be 24 feet. So you kind of want it to be basically 3 sides of a rectangle.
3
Yeah,
sides
and that
of a
one you can go
rectangle.
down.
Okay. And it's funny, you know
Perfect.
the exact measurements.
Yeah, so that 18-yard box, like we know every distance of every part of it.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's our that's our home on the field.
That's
so
your
you
home.
gotta kind of know everything. Yeah.
And how fast does it take you to run from one side of the goalpost to the other?
Shoot, it's too much.
Too much?
Too much. Yeah, it's too quick sometimes because then you got to just keep going more and more and more. Today we did this drill because we're working on fitness, and it was just to the 6-yard box and back, to the 6-yard box and back, just forward and back while we touch the ball over the crossbar. Yeah, we're almost in preseason number 2 because of the couple months setback we had.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of hard work. So now, are you drawing the net?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, good. I like this. So, yeah. So maybe just draw a couple a couple lines going down. What do you think, Sage?
Yeah, I'll try,
No, that's right. I think that was okay. Here.
wait.
You trying to get the... There you go.
Okay.
So this is one of the funnest parts of making a game is actually designing your own sprites and effects and the characters.
No, for sure. And this is one of the areas that's almost very applicable to the outside world because, like the month that we're in right now, being Pride Month in the MLS, and in years past, we have made the goals, the nets, pink, and so that's been pink in the background.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And so, like when the Austin Everett Foundation, when we have our Kick Childhood Cancer Month, which is September, the goals will all be yellow. And so it's kind of like what you're doing right now with the little white will just be colors with yellow and pink. And
oh, very cool. Do you want to make some of this yellow and pink, Sage?
Okay.
Maybe we can put some of the nets.
Okay, I'll make it yellow.
Yellow, okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, you want to pull it all the way down? Do you want me to help you with that?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you direct me? Do you want me to help you?
I think I'm fine.
Okay. Well, we're gonna spend half an hour drawing your goals here.
Really?
Okay, that looks great. Do you want to see what it looks like in the game?
Wait.
Okay. And then when you're done, click done. What's that? Oh, those are the net going across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a prison chamber.
It does look a little bit like a prison, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and click done.
Wait, I'm not done yet. How do you zoom out?
Okay, hold on. Let's just take a look at it, okay? So there it is. I think we need to move it. So I think.
But I'm not done yet.
Okay, well we'll come back to it. Can we come back to it?
Okay.
Okay. So the next step says click on the player and add a new kind. So let's add a new kind. Let's call this goal.
How do you spell goal?
Soccer goal. G-O.
I think
A.
L.
Oh, good job. Okay. All right. And then we're going to set the position of this goal because right now it's like right in the middle of our field, which isn't good, right? So we're going to grab another set sprite position and we're going to change this to my sprite 2. And then where do you want to put this one? Should be right at the top here. Yeah. Like right here, maybe. How does that look, Sage?
That looks good,
Okay.
except I want to finish it.
Okay. You know what? We're going to come back to this, Sage.
No!
Because you know who's going to code next?
Who?
Matt.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to have Matt code the next part of this game.
Wait.
He's really invested in his soccer goal, Matt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wants to make it look right. It's all good.
All right.
Yep. One more line to go, yeah.
That looks great, Sage.
Ugh.
No, that looks really good. Okay. You done?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna switch out really quick, Matt, and I'm gonna give you control of my window, and we're gonna see if you can code the rest of this. So let me know. Do you have? Let's see if you have control.
I think I see.
I don't see your cursor here. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I had to go to the back to teams real quick for that one.
But, all
right,
okay.
Cool.
All right, so go ahead and click on next. Yep. And then let's just follow the directions. So it says from the controller toolbox drawer. No, you're not coding. Let Matt code. Yep, grab the on button, press block, and drop it into the workspace. You can put it anywhere. Yep, so we can maybe move. Perfect. Yep. And then we're going to do next on the tutorial. That's it. Mm-hmm.
I just really wanted to make the soccer ball.
Okay. Well, maybe we can ask Matt if you can make the soccer ball when it comes to that point. So from the Sprites toolbox drawer, grab a set projectile block. So it's the red one. It says set projectile. Yep, that one. And drop it into your on button pressed. Yep. And this is the part where Sage is asking if he can draw the soccer ball, Matt. So
sure.
Okay, so Sage.
He'll go to this oval?
Yep. So you want to click on this and you want to draw the soccer ball here. So what colors are the soccer ball?
Well, I'm just gonna make the outline white.
Okay. Here, let me help you. There you go. So you can use the circle tool if you want. So do you see that circle tool? Yep. And then wherever your cursor starts is going to be the middle of the ball.
Okay.
So maybe put it right in the middle there. Yep. And then click and drag. Yep. Okay.
Maybe that's a little bit...
Do you think it's too small?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to use the pencil tool now to go around it?
Yeah.
Okay. So click on the pencil. Yep. Here, let me... Pencil. And then you're going to make like kind of more round like this. Does that look good?
Yeah. Now we have to like make the black.
Now we have to make the black. So what's the pattern of a soccer ball, Matt?
One of the most basic ones is just kind of checkered, kind of like the background is already.
Okay.
And, so making that every other one in white and black would definitely be one.
Like this, Sage?
Yeah.
Kind of like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the basic Wilson one that kind of
is it?
we all started out playing.
Yeah. What kind of soccer balls do they use for like the professional games?
We use these Adidas ones right now, and I know it's purely coincidence, but with Seattle winning last year's one, the current one is white, blue, and green.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's very, very similar to Seattle's colors.
Very cool.
You just got one more black little dot right in the middle of that if you want to finish that ball.
Right here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and how many soccer balls do you own, should I ask?
Myself, the only ones I own are for like anytime I'm doing any coaching or personal training or anything like that.
Really?
Growing up, my dad was a coach, so we probably had about 80 at the time.
80.
I know our team right now. It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure every team in the MLS has about 150 or so. But,
wow.
Yeah, I think we have 10 bags of 15 that we use every given day.
That's a lot of soccer balls.
Yeah. It is.
All right, so we're going to give control back to you, Matt.
Okay.
So if you want to go next on the tutorial here.
Sure.
So we want the basketball or the soccer balls to travel from our player vertically upwards. And so what we're going to do is change the velocity. So the VX value is going to be 0. Because it's not moving horizontally at all. And you can just type in there too, because I know the slider, the slider is a little bit difficult.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize I went all the way down. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then this one is minus 100?
Yeah, minus 100 because we're going up from the bottom to the top.
Cool.
Yep. And then next. And then we're going to do an on-sprite overlaps block. So from the Sprites toolbox drawer, you're going to grab that bottom block. It kind of looks like, it looks a little bit funny. And just drop it anywhere on the workspace. And we can kind of move the workspace a little bit so people can see. Let me help you with that. There we go.
Awesome, thank you. What the heck?
All right.
Cool.
There we go. And then go ahead and hit next. All right. So now we have, this is an overlap block. So whatever code is going to be in here is going to trigger whenever a sprite of kind player overlaps with another sprite of kind, whatever it is. And so what we want to have happen is if the projectile, which is our soccer ball, overlaps with the goal, then we're going to win the game. So so we want to change that to projectile. And we want to change the other one to goal. Yep, there we go. So, and then do next. And then we're going to go to the game toolbox drawer and get that game over block and drop it right in there. And we're going to change that to be win. So we win the game when we shoot a goal. So so go ahead and click finish.
Can I play it?
And then go ahead and close out on this window if you want to. Yeah. And then let's let Matt play first, and then you can play. Okay, Sage.
Okay.
So Matt, do you want to try? What you're gonna do here is you're gonna press button A. Yep. Or button A. There you go. And you're gonna be shooting these soccer balls, and you're gonna try. Oh, look at that! Second time.
Can I
Second
try?
time. Okay. Sage wants to have a go.
Go for it. Go for it, Sage.
Okay. So, press button A or the space bar on the keyboard. Okay. Oops. 1. Okay, try it again. 2. Oh, also on the second try. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna try 2. I'm terrible at these, but let's see. I think my strategy is just to hit as many.
I want to try again.
Okay.
You might have won. You might have won quicker than us, though. It was more shots, but it was faster.
Yeah. It was a lot faster. So, do you guys want to try and make this game a little bit harder? What do you think?
Sure.
Maybe add another person to block the goal.
That's what I'm thinking. So we're gonna add some defenders to this game. So, Matt, I'm gonna have you go to the Sprites toolbox drawer, and I'm gonna have you grab another Set My Sprite 3, the very first block. Yep, and drop it into your on start right after My Sprite 2. So on the left. Yep.
This one.
Yeah, perfect. Yep, and then I want you to click on the gray oval and then go to the gallery and then see if you can find a good enemy sprite or a defender. This would be someone who's trying to block our goals.
Okay. Which one did we have for the first one? Was that one of these?
We had the green one, yep.
All right, so let's get one of these.
Okay. And then go ahead and click the done button in the bottom right corner.
It is. Can you tell me if I'm close? It's directly where the screen is.
You can click. Actually, you can click anywhere outside of the blue box too. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah, that should get you out. Yep. And then instead of a player sprite, you're gonna change that to be an enemy.
Perfect.
And do we want to have one defender, 2 defenders, maybe 2?
Maybe 1.
Oh, 1?
I think 1's good.
1's good? Okay, Sage only wants 1. I think he wants to win this game. All right. So then the next thing you're going to do is go to the game toolbox drawer. And you're going to grab that second block down, the on-game update every block, and drop it onto the workspace. You can put it anywhere. Yep. And then instead of 500 milliseconds, we're going to change that to be 2 seconds. So whatever in here is gonna run every 2 seconds. And then go to the Sprites toolbox drawer and grab a set my sprite position. Yep, that's the exact one we want. And drop it into that on-game update. And then in the my sprite drop-down tool, in that drop-down, the red, select my sprite 3 because that's our defender. And then we're going to change the position that our defender appears in to be a random position. Yeah, so instead of picking just a set position, we're going to go to the math toolbox drawer.
Okay.
And we're going to scroll down a little bit until you see a block that says pick random. Yep, pick random 0 to 10. Yep. And we're going to drop that where it says 0 for the X. And we're going to drop another one where it's the Y value.
Sure.
Perfect. And now the screen size, so the arcade screen size goes from 0 to 160 pixels from left to right. And so for that first number, we're going to be pick random 0 to 160 as the maximum. And then the vertical size goes from 0 to 120. Now we don't necessarily want our defender to go all the way to the top, maybe. So, so let's do 20 to 100 for this. Okay. Yeah, for this one. So it doesn't go all the way. All right. So now we need to add a behavior if our defender stops the ball, right? So go back to the Sprites toolbox drawer and scroll down until you see another one of those those funny shaped overlap blocks. Yes, that one in the overlaps category. Yeah. Grab that and put it on the workspace here. Yep. And then we're going to change the player kind. It's going to be projectile because it's going to be the ball again. And then the second kind is going to be enemy, right? Because when the ball hits our enemy, and then let's do we lose. Let's do game over. So go to the game toolbox drawer and find that game over block. Yep. And just drop it in there. Perfect.
I'm gonna try.
So now let's try playing our game with our defender now.
All right.
So Sage, you want to have a go?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Let me make this full screen. Okay. Go, Sage. See if you can. Okay. Go ahead and you wanna.
Oh.
Right here. Right here. You want to press the button. Okay. Nice. Watch out for the defender. He's all over the field.
Yeah, he's covering some distance.
Yeah. All right, good
Nice
job.
goal.
I think on my 4th try.
Yeah?
Or 3rd try.
That was good. All right, Matt, do you want to try playing one last time, and then I think we're going to wrap it up?
Cool, let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Oof, we almost got that.
Nice. Great job. Okay, and that's our soccer game. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing with you and head back here. So thank you so much, Matt, again, for spending this time with us as we're going through learning some new coding skills, some new soccer skills today as well. Any last advice or tips for students who maybe kind of stuck at home due to the quarantine?
I think my biggest thing has been kind of the way I've been trying to view this for myself as well. It's just this isn't anything that anybody asked for, and so we really just try to get the most out of the situation. And right now it can be a perfect scenario for us to try and educate ourselves in any way we can. And doing stuff like this to kind of learn more of this code and do things that are going to help you but are also fun along the way, I think that's kind of your best bet. And so for myself, it's a little more playing soccer and doing some other studying and whatnot, but everybody's going to find their own little niche and then see what we can do with our time.
That's very inspiring. Yeah, some days I just want to like sit on the couch and watch TV, but in the long run,
completely okay as well. I do that. I go Monday to Saturday are usually 1 or 2 sessions kind of situation, and then Sunday you gotta veg. You gotta fully relax. I don't blame you one bit.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for spending this time with us. It was great to talk to you. I mean, Sage is just kind of a little bit awestruck of getting to speak with a professional soccer player. So thanks so much for spending this time with us today.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. And Sage, enjoy the rest of your virtual camp.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.